Hello YouTube! So, we finally made it. The AirBox is here. I got one of the first 5 out of production just in my hands. I just received it today and I rushed to make this video in order to share. First of all, for all the many people that have already pre-ordered this product, thank you very much for the trust you put in PIRAS Motorsport and in myself. And it's going to be repaid in full with more. So the part came out exactly as we wanted it to, and let me talk you through it in order to give you all the small little fine details that actually do make a difference. So first of all, the finishing material, that is also the material itself, because this is thermoformed. So this is the same material that our supplier uses to do and build and construct the air carrier hoses within a given Lamborghini model's engine bay. So both heat management and let's say finish look OEM plus. It's very beautiful, although it is cheap as a product in relation to any other airbox, because it costs less than a third than the main airboxes that you can get for a GR Yaris on the market. And this is the first point. Of course, we have our MAF housing up here, mass airflow reader, that is done in 3D printing, industrial, with MJF HP printers. That is the most accurate and best printers there are in the world at the moment. And this is then inserted in the main part of the airbox and bonded with structural sealant. The airbox itself is kept together just as in the races by 2 clips that open on the 2 sides. The exact model of clip we're still seeing, and it opens likewise. And then you have, of course, the MAF. And the structure there is here is exactly the same. It's been digitalized, but it's exactly the same as the stock. On the other side, we have here a sprint filter, of course, and the airbox. The airbox is designed in a way that it works just like with, let me put it like this for you. It works just like a Venturi effect. So therefore, the volume, the mass air volume that is on one side of the filter and the volume that there is on the other helps the air with its airflow to meet the filter and go through it with most conspicuous suction. And on top of it, of course, we also put our own logo. And this little finishing plate, I think that is also a statement of honor of making in Italy our own products. And down here we have a fixing plate that is fixed through a layer of foam to the main airbox, where you just go and plop it into the stock position on the car. And maybe we will see something about that a bit later. So the airbox itself, from the tests that we made, reads perfectly on the AMF sensor, and it enables you. We tried it, for example, on a DTE tuning box, and we got with the box off, that when you have a tuning box, the box is off, but it's not always completely off, if you understand what I mean. And it made 16 horsepower more than with the stock airbox. With the airbox and a custom map that was not from Ecotech that I had before the Ecotech, it was running so much better, and they could add boost so soon in the revs with this airbox that when I had to make a test and use another stock airbox on the same car with the same map, I did not manage to, and the car would not run, if not running like only just with a 10% accelerator, because when it went into load, it was expecting to have so much air that it won't run. And very soon we will obviously have it tested by Acme Racing, independently, and also back to back with other airboxes in order that you get a better idea of how it works. All in all, it's a simple design from what you can see, but behind simplicity there is always a lot of engineering. Somebody asked me why the front scoop is made like this, with this protrusion on the lower part and not on the top part. Well, this is because when you are at low vehicle speeds, this enables the engine to suck in some air from the front part of the engine bay. And this is of help because at low car speeds, the air coming in from the front of the car just will not be enough to supply the air, say in first or in second gear in the low revs that the engine needs. And this is why. And then as the car accelerates, let's say from 60, 70 kilometers upwards, then you start to meet the demand of air, so it only pulls fresh air. And the faster you go, it's only going to be fresh air and sometimes building pressure within the airbox, this part that has got the biggest volume. So when you take your foot off of the accelerator and put it back down, pressure is already building on this side of the filter, and it will help you to have the best acceleration and the best pull of the turbo coming back up to it. So I am very satisfied with this design and with being able to put this product on the market with such a competitive price. So the market has already said we are interested, and thanks to all the pre-orders, and we are here to do what the market says, because otherwise this would not be a no bullshit channel and company, you know. So I am very happy talking to you through a filter that really has got a lot of place. And by the way, I have here in person Matteo Dasso, the owner of Acme Racing, that is here for the World Rally Championship. And we will install this on my car, where we already have the prototype version, and we will do some more mapping on the TT 500. It will be impossible at this moment to put it on a dyno, because we don't have a four-wheel drive dyno around here. But anyways, we are seeing what the values of intake air are and where the differences are. Anyways, my car is running really strong with the TT 500, so it's something I would suggest, because having the car push clean over 6,000 RPM all the way to 7,000 makes a difference in many situations, and I love it. So if you want your own, please head to our site, because you have a 15% discount of the product, and let's see if we can get you some sounds now. Cheers.
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Hey, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for wherever, I'll be front and center. Don't fly too close to the sun, your body chopped up by propellers. Came in arrogant, but left out in a stretcher. The comparison, y'all know y'all couldn't replicate it. Chilling in the desert, I'm good under pressure.
Stick around with me, hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
On the ground with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, show 'em what we bout.
Stick around with me, hold it down, look at what we found.
Said this a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
On the ground with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud. What they was talking about, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper.